The Maryland Department of the Environment has developed confirmation of suitability forms to streamline the process of reusing fill and dredged material. We'll walk you through it. You're only a few clicks away. Dredged material is a valuable resource, also known as Innovative Reuse and Beneficial Use, or IRBU material. Once dried, IRBU material can safely be reused in construction and redevelopment applications as fill material, and to enhance the environment in restoration projects such as Poplar Island in the Chesapeake Bay. Guidance for reusing dredged material was originally drafted in 2017 by the Maryland Department of the Environment, or MDE, and most recently updated in 2019. By using confirmation of suitability forms, MDE can track material and provide the end user with a level of comfort that the material data has been evaluated by MDE and approval for reuse has been granted. The COS forms can be completed digitally and submitted to the MDE Land Restoration Program via email. The forms are voluntary and are intended to expedite and streamline the regulatory review and approval process for material reuse. They help track material from the supplier through the transporter to either an interim receiving facility or to the end user. There are two forms. One form is to be filled out by the material supplier, the site where the fill or IRBU material was originally excavated or dredged. The other form is to be filled out by either the interim receiving facility, a facility that can stage the IRBU material for processing or store material prior to transport, or the end user, the site which will ultimately use the IRBU material. The process begins with the material supplier. Once the material is sourced, it is sampled and the COS material supplier form is filled out. Part A is filled out with general site, source, and contact information. Part B is filled out with the information about the material characterization and required attachments, including a material management plan or sampling and analysis plan, sampling data collected, and any additional site characterization data from the supplier site. Part C of the form is completed by MDE. MDE will assign a tracking number to the generated material and document the approved land use classification category. IRBU material is classified and considered for approval based on 4 categories: residential unrestricted use, non-residential restricted use, and ineligible for reuse. Once both the material supplier and MDE agree to the reuse category, the form can be signed electronically in Part D. Copies of the signed form should be provided to the transporter of the material. The transporter will then take the material to either the end user or, in some instances, to an interim receiving facility for holding or processing. Either option will require filling out the confirmation of suitability end user interim receiving site form. Fill out Part A, which includes site information, the volume of material listed by category, and a description of the fill material of end use and/or project. Part B is then completed by MDE. Part C is signed by the end user and MDE to confirm categorization of the material. If the material is unprocessed, a transporter can take it to the end user. For processed material, sampling is recommended after the final blend or amendment is conducted. Blending or amending material can change the category of the material and therefore require testing and a new COS form. If the material is amended, the material must be resampled, and a new confirmation of suitability fill material supplier form should be completed and submitted to MDE. Once approved, a transporter can take the amended material to the end user. The end user then fills out the COS form, as previously explained, obtains land use control approval from MDE, if necessary, and the IRBU or fill material can then be reused. We hope you found this information and the instructions to be helpful. By following this streamlined process, you can help Maryland's economy and the environment. Please visit the MDE website to access the forms and feel free to reach out with questions or for assistance.